I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to new employees, but what I'm saying is that if we don't treat managers in the same way. So, for example, we're trying to get managers to buy into this idea. We're not just telling them, right? And how do you
Hmm.
convince people? If you want to convince a manager that everybody's worth listening to, you want to build an entire organization that is designed that way. So,
Yeah.
if you're higher
What?
up the chain, let's say you can't you the way you manage your managers can't just be listen to everybody because essentially you're just telling a manager what to do. Like instead, where I think tools and different practices come into play is that you're trying to design an environment that encourages it. If a
Yeah.
manager feels like hey, everybody, working for me, I know these guys know their stuff. I can see it. I know that they've contributed to the knowledge. I can see that they've done all their training. I can see
Yeah.
all these things. If they know that there is something in place that is bigger than themselves as part of this organization, and the organization itself encourages continuous learning, I feel like they're more likely to buy into the idea and apply them than if you just gave them a course and told them, hey, you should listen to everybody, psychological safety. I feel like the next step beyond that is to how do we design, an organization that doesn't fall back into its old practices, that doesn't fall back into, the old ways, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like one of those things is, a continuous learning program, some way that, you're constantly catching everybody up to where the knowledge is right now. And, the newest person to the oldest person has something to contribute. I feel like you have to show evidence for it. You have to build an organization that encourages it, and you can't just tell managers to have this attitude because chances
Well,
are they've had their attitudes for a very long time, like your life
yeah.
experiences are going to determine, the sort of how you approach your role, your management role.